everybody wants to be married. Nobody knows what it takes to stay married.
So what's your take?
I think we need to make it harder to get married than it is to get divorced.
100% disagree.
We need to make it harder to get married than it is to get divorced. Okay.
Wow, a traditionalist. I always knew this about you.
No, get divorced, get married. They should be equally easy.
Now, I disagree with that. If we look at what marriage is, marriage was not something that, if we look at it in a Christian context, that we humans decided to do. Originally, marriage was something that God gave us because he knew that it was best for us. It is not good for man to be alone. Marriage is a God-given institution, blessed by God, created by God, which means that marriage is a good thing. The question comes, okay, why do half of all marriages end in divorce? And if we look in the UK, for example, the average age of first marriage is around 31 years old. Most people are not getting married in their 20s. People are getting married in their 30s. There's this social pressure that your 20s are your time to have fun, then your 30s are your time to settle down. So 20s, have fun and no regrets. 30s, don't ask me about my 20s, but let's get married. A part of it is because the past generation regretted getting married early, or wish they had the chance to enjoy before having responsibilities. And it's sad because the fact is half of all marriages end in divorce, and if we look at the other half that are still married, they are just struggling, they are just fighting. Not everybody is fighting, not everyone's struggling, but even in the majority of those that stay married, they don't get divorced, but I guarantee a majority of them are not happy. If we look at happy marriages, I probably would go as far as saying maybe 10% of all people that get married will have a happy marriage. That's just a guess. It's not biblical, it's just my opinion, for the record. But if we look at this little video, let me play it one more time for you, and then I'll tell you what I think is best.
So what's your take?
I think we need to make it harder to get married than it is to get divorced.
So I agree. I think we need to make it harder to get married for one reason. If we're going to give marriage the respect it deserves, we need to make it as respectful to enter marriage. Right now, a lot of marriages are entered into because people have been dating for so long that it just feels right. It's like it's the next step, so we have to do it. We've dated, we've met families, we live together, so we might as well do it, right? I'll just chuck a ring on you because we're doing everything married people do anyway, so let's just do it. Happy days. Let's do it because maybe there is pressure from other people to get married. Let's do it maybe because you're concerned about the age you are. You want to have kids, so you just panic and marry anybody with legs. And I believe that's dangerous to do. As a child of God, as a believer in God, you need to give marriage the respect it needs. What that means is because it's a God-given institution, you need to, before you enter into it, respect it as a God-given institution. What do I mean? I mean doing the work. I mean, don't you dare sign a single piece of paper until you have done the work to get married. I mean you personally doing the work to be a good spouse to your partner. That means spending more time with God. That means doing counseling. That means building a relationship. That means doing the research on your partner. Not research in terms of background research, but research to actually find out, who are you marrying? People lie. We are born liars. A lot of marriages end because what they have is not what they were sold. And the fact is, When somebody is under pressure to get married, they will put themselves in a marriage mindset, which means they will start acting like a spouse. And when you marry that person and now they have achieved their goal, they don't know how to stay married. Everybody wants to be married. Nobody knows what it takes to stay married. And when one person in a marriage is not willing to do the steps it takes to stay married, that's when marriages end. That's when marriages break down. We live in a Disney era. Happily ever after. When the movie ends, we assume that everything will end well. No, marriage is work. Marriage is compromise. So I agree. We should make it harder to do marriage. My suggestion would be this. If you are looking to get married, A, don't rush it. If you feel like you have to get married today and it's a very tight time scale, the Bible says you're better to get married than to burn. I understand that. But if burning is not in the picture, my advice is to take your time, do the work. Do the work for yourself to be the spouse you want to be for your partner. Not to do the work to get a partner, but to do the work to keep a partner. Anybody can do work to get a partner. I believe that. But I believe that just because you get a husband or you get a wife doesn't mean that you will stay married. If I told you that, hey, let's go fly a plane, but there's a 50% chance that I'm going to crash it, how many of you will be like, yeah, let me jump on that plane? Let me jump on it. But if I say, hey, let me take on a flight, there's a 50% chance that I'm going to crash it, but this is what I've been doing for the last 10 years. This is where I want to be. This is how I'm going to get there. If I explain it to you in great detail, then maybe your guard will be lowered, not in a way of manipulation, but in a way of real understanding that when you're up there, you are considering me and yourself in a way that benefits both of us. Marriage is work. Marriage is work daily. There is no day off. There is no let's take a break. There is no I don't fancy it. Marriage is difficult. So I believe that as you enter into marriage, you should do the work so that when it actually gets difficult, and by the way, it sometimes takes years to get difficult. When that time comes, you have the skills to handle it, or you have built it on such a strong foundation that you have the skills to tackle the problem instead of saying easy in, easy out. Marriage is not dating. So let's give it the reverence that it needs. So yes, I believe and agree that we should make it harder to get married, not in a financial sense, but in a sense that if you have not done the work to get married, don't get married. Don't. No matter how much you desire marriage, no matter how much your heart hurts for marriage, ask yourself these questions. Am I a spouse right now? Not in terms of legally marriage or dating or courtship or partnerships. I'm saying, do you have it in your heart to be a spouse? And have you done the work that makes you justify the fact that you're ready for marriage? A lot of people want a ring but are not ready to have a partner, are not ready to have tough conversations, are not ready to be selfless. So yes, let's make it harder to get married. Comment down below what you think. This is 7 in 5.